Hey, Madison County, I just wanted to reach out to you. It is 4:20 in the evening. We have a little less than 2 hours to go. I just want to inform everybody, a gentleman just came up here to the courthouse. That's where I'm at now. And he surrendered his ballot. He went to a polling site this morning and they did not allow him to vote and surrender his ballot at that time. Once again, our election board completely fails the community and makes it almost impossible and put hurdles for anybody to do what is convenient for the voter. This is not how this society was supposed to be made. They are supposed to be here for the voter. They're supposed to do the right thing. It's the responsibility of the clerk, Linda Smith, to educate the people that are working the polls. And this is nothing but an epic failure to watch people go to the polls this morning and then have to come here and show up to surrender their ballot. That's not how any of this should be. So if you have a ballot, you can go and surrender your ballot and vote at the time that you are there at the polls. I was up at Frankton to the church. They did an amazing job today. Those ladies were well polished. They knew what the rules were. They knew what forms to fill out. And there was no problem at all with surrendering one's ballot and then voting and then walking out. So I just want people to understand your vote does matter. And it's terrible that this is such an inconvenience. I want to show you what it looks like here in the county building. So we are in a hallway. This is what it looks like. This is the hallway. We have some people canvassing. And then we have this area right here. Now, as this room fills, this is going to become a fire hazard because you cannot jump over this table to get out that exit. That is a huge problem. This is not how this was designed. Look at these elevators. If you come down these elevators and a fire happens, people are going to be tripping over tables. This is a problem. This is not how any of this was designed to be done. This could all be done so much better for the people. It's not the workers' fault. It's just the lack of consideration that anybody has to accommodate the people that are most important, and that's the constituents. So as we've been here, it's not a lack of planning. This is all predetermined. I mean, these people are very calculating. They've been doing this for years. And let me remind you, if you look at the video footage that we had at the primary, none of this stuff was in place. Now you got hurdles, you got desks, you got all this stuff. Now to make things even better, I was up here earlier this afternoon. Now I made some inquiries as to where are the rules on the wall. Well, the rules are not on the wall. You see this? They're not on the wall. They don't tell you what we can canvass and what we can't, right? But what was most important to the people? What was most important to the people is this. Hey, don't touch the monitors. Well, let me tell you something about these monitors. I paid for these monitors. As a matter of fact, my property taxes pay for a lot of stuff. As a matter of fact, I pay 5 digits in property taxes biannually. If I want to touch a monitor, I'll touch a monitor because I paid for it. So here's the deal. I would think that our rules and what's supposed to be going on here should be posted more than this. You can't hear anything that's going on in here. Russ has been with ballots alone by himself up here. Russ is under investigation for election violations, which is a felony charge. And guess what? Russ is up here being left with ballots by himself. Who's he having a conversation with? Why is he having a conversation? I mean, Tim and him have been meeting. That's a quorum. There's 2 of the election boards meeting without anybody else listening in. We have no sound on this. We have no way to hear what's going on. This is not how any of this should be going on. You can't even see half the areas as the cameras don't even give you a full look at it. Go ahead and explain to them what you're seeing here.
So what we see is Russ will be in here. He'll walk out. We lose vision of him. He walks back into this room, and at one time, he and Tim went in here together. Then we watch Tim walk out. Russ stays in with ballots. There were the ballots that are in this box right here. We would assume, because Russ later comes out with this about 35 minutes later.
So and see, there's Russ right there again.
Oh, yeah.
In this room.
But
and here's
you
the thing.
You
see how you can get right in that window. These guys aren't paying attention to what's going on with those ballots. You can do all kinds. You can do all kinds of things.
But when Russ walked around this corner, Tim was behind him at one point. Russ put stuff here. We don't know where Tim went. Tim could have gone this way because you can't see him because they've set up cameras with no audio so that we can't see the whole process. And that's not okay. And we can't hear the process. When Sean actually asked them earlier, why can't we be here? Because then we could see down these hallways where they're tallying and doing the election process. But they won't allow us up there to watch any of that. So again, when you're being secretive like that, that just opens up a lot of questions that we as voters deserve answers to. And it's time they come clean.
So we'd like to know, when they open these ballots that have been trickling in today, how will we be able to watch to see that those ballots actually go into the count and watch those get opened? I'd like to know, because right now they're just sitting down here at a desk and they're not checking to see if the voter has voted. They're just handing in an envelope. So this is kind of what this looks like. I would encourage many of you to be up here at 6 o'clock and ask what is going on and why it's not transparent. Listen, we've already made national news in the last 10 days. I think this is going to pole vault us into national news after all the things that have been seen and done today. There is a problem in Madison County. The process is broken. It's not for the people, it's for the elected officials. And it's a sad day in Madison County when you continue to watch this and they're more worried, please don't touch a monitor, then these are the rules that should be taking place during Election Day. That's how disgusting this is. So my taxpayers paid for that sign. My tax money paid for these videos. So I think we can do a lot of things. So come up here at 6 o'clock tonight, come in and be seen, and let's see what we can find out that's going to happen more tonight. I'll be going live here shortly in a little bit on some other things. So I just kind of wanted to give you a heads up. So if you're already out and about, you're off work, come on up and look at the canvassing right now while you have time. So talk to you guys soon and stay tuned.